Hello YouTube. All right guys, we got the spindle sander and here's the information down here. So it's a 2000 and it's a G1071. So I've had this oh my god, 2020 years already. So I just cleaned up the top and I was going to discuss about maintaining your spindle sander. So in here, this is where the oil fill is. This is the vent. This is to allow the heat from the oil or any kind of gases that when this oscillator is running for a long period, any kind of gas or heat can escape through the vent. So you just want to make sure that that's clear. Take the cap out, and then this machine takes 2.8 quarts of the gear oil, like a 80-90, and inside on the bottom, right there, you'll find that set screw. That is the drain plug. And you get a pretty good size opening back here to put that size bucket in, and it does hold all, roughly 3 quarts, but it's actually in the book, it's 2.8 quarts of that gear lube. Now when I drained it, it looked really clear. So as long as you keep up onto it, it says change it once a year. Unless you're using it heavily, then it's a little more often. So I took the oil plug out in front and pulled this plug, drained it all out. And again, I'll take you back up front. And again, I removed this, just unscrew this part here, and like you said, you undo this, blow this out, make sure that this is clear. Don't go and give it a full blast with your air compressor, just a little squirt just to make sure that it's free. And then I also, up under here, I cleaned out the trunnion, and it calls for a medium lithium grease on here. But grease and sawdust, all that does is gook up. So I cleaned all that gook out on both sides, and I sprayed it with a dry silicone, and then I tightened it up just a little bit where it would still move real easily, and I just worked it back and forth, sprayed it, and then I just wiped all the drippings off. And it slides real nice. So what I wanted to talk to you about is after you clean up your machine up in here and you reapply, it's up to you if you want to do that medium lithium type grease, or if you want to do a dry silicone where the sawdust does not attach itself to. What you can do then is find a decent spindle, and you'll put your square on here, and you square up the table to your spindle, and you make sure there's no light, and you go on the back side and you look at that, and if you got to adjust it just a little bit and you kind of split the hair, make sure your sides look good, come in on a 45 from each corner, make sure that looks good on the front side of the machine, because that's where you do most of your sanding up to, to this point and this point. So you want to get this as close to 90 as you want. Then you come down here and you check and see where your 0 mark is, and if your pin, where am I? This pin here is off either side. Just loosen this this Phillips up, and then just move this back to 0, and then you should be good for lining up your degrees. Yeah, and the other thing is just make sure that your spindle, you can unscrew it. You can always put just a tiny bit of never sees grease on the bottom of the threads so that they never get locked in. Go ahead and clean up your machine, get all the dust out of it, get as much of that grease out of there. You can see on the underside that this stuff here does not come off. I've been scratching at it and clean it up the best you can. There's really not that much maintenance on here. Just keep your table smooth. I got a fine oil on here. You know what I found is the best for cleaning all these cast iron surfaces? I'm going to share this. This is just crazy. This Blaster PV penetrating catalyst oil. It loosens nuts. It eats rust. This is crazy. This stuff works like a charm for cleaning rust off your surfaces. That WD-40 and all that stuff, forget it. This stuff here, it eats the rust. And I'm telling you, it leaves a really silky, smooth surface on here. And you can almost see the shine from literally, look at, you can just see that. It's crazy. Yeah, you got scratches, but I got 20 years of use out of this. But I'm still, there is not a raised scratch on here. I run 220 on here and then a 4/0 steel wool with this. And I rub that in and the cast iron absorbs that and stops and eats all the rust below. And then you can actually clean with some brake clean, spray that out, wipe this down. You can still see a little bit of oil. I'm leaving that little bit of oil on here because I don't want to wax it yet. I want rather have the oil on here with this to work into the cast iron. No rust will appear. And when I'm ready to actually do the woodwork, I will spray it again with the brake clean, wipe it out good, and wax this. And then continuing to wax it. But again, the shop is not done at all. There is so much work here. I got a GoFundMe. I've been trying to purchase stuff here. I got another layer of this that's got to go on, these yellow air ducts, because we're going to have to blow insulation in up there. And I still got to buy insulation here and the wood and the ceiling. So I do have a GoFundMe. You can look me up, Jeff Vandenberg, and help me out. Anything helps me out, get the shop done. Otherwise, this will be sitting like this for years, and I will be losing my supportive income. So, but yeah, here we are. I just fixed those two chairs. Those are from my camper. They needed some screws and stuff in there, so I got that fixed. But there's the dust collection pipes that I'm gonna have to get more of because I don't have enough. That was from the old shop. You can see the yellow on that side's all done up there, and there's the rest of them that gotta go up. So, anyways, yeah, I just wanted to bring you the easy thing. Excuse me. Don't forget to adjust your set screws to raise your plate up so your plate's nice and smooth. There's no transfer gap. You want to make sure you don't have any high or low spots. And that's about it. I mean, there's no real other things in here. Biggest thing is changing that oil, maintaining that, and spraying your trunnions. All right, guys. Appreciate it. And the next video, and I'm going to try to get somebody here for that or get a stand, is going to be right here. Woo, the table saw. We got the new top for the table saw, and it's sitting over there on those tarps over there. You can kind of see it. You can see the bolt hole there. So that is the next big thing, and I'm waiting for a it would be the miter slot to the table saw blade dial indicator for paralleling out the miter slot to the saw blade so that it's true. 0 across the blade so that it is back to square. So, and then that'll be the next big thing right there, is changing the top out. All right, guys, we are over 10 minutes. Thanks again. Give me some support over on GoFundMe. I was thinking about doing a Patreon. I got to look into it. And we'll go from there. All right, thank you. We'll see you later. Take care, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Get your friends to smash that like button and subscribe. We'll talk to you soon.